Hello. This is really going to confuse Rocky because he's wondering, I'm talking to somebody. Where is it? Now he's running around thinking I'm talking to a squirrel. Welcome to another edition of Kenny V and Rocky, or Rocky and Kenny V. Right, Rocky? And he's got a ball. So he's going to be just banging that around because he thinks there's somebody here. So today I'm going to do stories. And a little background on these two stories. I see that I went to a book fair in Roseland, Alberta, and they have a stamp because our librarian was so good. Make sure. And this is March 22nd, 1993. 27 years ago. And I still have them because these were books I bought for my daughter and read to her over 1 million times without a dog playing with a real hard ball. So I'm going to start with mud puddles because this is pretty well what's going to happen right now. We've got the melting. I'm outside. I have one less layer on. The snow is going. I get to sit out on my deck and listen to some music, throw the ball around, and I like to go out into mud puddles too. Especially in the morning when there's ice and I break all the ice as we walk. And then in the afternoon, then I get matchsticks, and then I have little boat races because there's no sports. So I paint one matchstick red and the other one I just keep it, and then we have sports. That's how I have sports. See which one will make it through the fastest. So this one is another great story by Robert Munsch. He has some great stuff. And Sammy Salaminian was the person that did all the illustrations on this one. And this one, Julie Ann's mother bought her clean new clothes. Julie Ann put on the new shirt and buttoned it right up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them right up the front. And she walked outside and sat underneath the apple tree. They even have apples there. We don't have them yet. We might get some flowers coming out soon. Unfortunately, hiding in the apple tree, there was a mud puddle. And it saw Julie Ann sitting there. And it jumped right onto her head and completely engulfed her with mud. Even her ears were full of mud. Julie Ann ran inside. Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me. That's kind of similar to Good Families Don't. Mommy, Mommy, something else jumped on me. Hey, callbacks. Her mother picked her up, took off all of her clothes, and dropped her into a tub of water. She scrubbed Julie Ann till she was red all over. She washed her ears. She washed out her eyes. She even washed out her mouth. Julie Ann put on a new clean shirt and buttoned it up the front, put on new clean pants and buttoned them up the front, and she went out the back door. She couldn't see the mud puddle anywhere. So she walked outside, sat down in her sandbox. Her sandbox was next to the house, but hiding on top of the house, right up there, right up there, right on top of her house, there was a mud puddle. It saw Julie Ann sitting down there, and it jumped right onto her head, and she got completely muddy all over. Even her nose was full of mud. Julie ran inside. Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me. Julie Ann's mother picked her off and took off all of her clothes and dropped her in a tub of water and scrubbed Julie Ann until she was red all over. She washed out her ears, she washed out her eyes, she washed out her mouth, and she even washed out her nose. Yeah, get that kid clean. Julie Ann put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front, and clean new pants and buttoned them up the front, and she had an idea. She reached way back into the closet and got out her big yellow raincoat. She put it on and walked outside. There was no mud puddle anywhere. So she went, "Hey, mud puddle!" Nothing happened. So she yelled even louder, "Hey, mud puddle!" Julie Ann was standing there in the sunshine in her raincoat. She was getting very hot. She pulled back the hood. Nothing happened. She took off the raincoat. And as soon as she took off the coat, out from behind the doghouse came running the mud puddle. And it ran across the grass, and it jumped onto Juliana, and she got completely muddy all over. And Julianne ran inside. Mommy, Mommy, the mud puddle jumped in front of me, all over me. Probably even the dog. That'd just be Rocky full of mud too. Her mother picked her up and took her off all of her clothes and dumped her in a big tub full of water, and she scrubbed Julianne until she was red all over. She washed out her ears, she washed out her eyes, she washed out her mouth, she washed out her nose, and she even washed out her belly button. Look, the dog even got muddy. Rocky, he's gonna get muddy. He's pretty dirty right now. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up to front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up. And then she sat back at the back door because she was afraid to go outside. Yeah. Rocky, would you be scared to go outside? The mud pile? Then she had an idea. She reached into the sink and took out a bar of smelly yellow soap. She gave it a smell. She took out another bar of yellow soap and gave it a smell. She put the smelly yellow soap in her pocket. She ran outside in the middle of the backyard and goes, "Hey, mud puddle!" And the mud puddle jumped over the fence right toward her. Julianne threw a bar of soap right into the mud puddle's middle, and the mud puddle stopped. Julianne threw the other bar of soap right into the mud puddle, and the mud puddle went. That's the same kind of a sound that the fart made. Remember that story? Yeah, it ran across the grass, it jumped over the fence, and it never came back. Yeah. It's all nice. Right, Rocky? Come here. Let's see if you got a mud puddle. Come here. Up. Come on. Yeah, you don't listen. Yep. Come here. Never mind. He's now found another ball. So, okay, this one's pigs. I like this one because the teacher inside of it kind of looks like me back in 1992. I had hair. I didn't have my big fat gut. Megan's father asked her to feed the pigs on her way to school. She said, "Megan, please feed the pigs, but don't open the gates. Pigs are smarter than you think. Don't open the gate." "Right," said Megan. "I will not open the gate. Not me. No, sirree. No, 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 no." So Megan went to the pig pen. She looked at the pigs, and the pigs looked at Megan. Megan said, "These are the dumbest looking animals I have ever seen. They stand there like lumps on a bump. They won't do anything if I open the gate." Megan opened the gate just a little bit. The pigs stood there and looked at Megan. They didn't do anything. Megan said, "These are the dumbest looking animals I have ever seen. They stand there like lumps on a bump. They wouldn't even go out the door if the house was on fire." So Megan opened up the gate a little bit more. The pigs stood there, and they looked at Megan, and they didn't do anything. Did you notice the wind turned the page for me? Yeah. Then Megan yelled, "Hey, you dumb pigs!" And the pigs jumped up right over Megan. Whop, 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 whop. And they were gone. That wasn't a very good pig. I guess pig would be more. And there goes my throat. When Megan got up, she couldn't see the pigs anymore. Oh, I am in bad trouble. Maybe the pigs are not as dumb after all. Then she went to tell her father the bad news. She went into the house, and Megan heard a noise coming from the kitchen. It went oink, 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 which those pigs. She looked in the window. There was her father sitting at the breakfast table. A pig was drinking his coffee. A pig was eating his newspaper. A pig was peeing in his shoe. "Megan," yelled his father, "you open the gate. Get those pigs out of here." Megan opened the front door a little bit. The pig stood and looked at Megan. Finally, Megan opened the front door all the way and said, "Hey, you dumb pigs!" And the pigs jumped up, and they ran right over Megan. Whop, 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 and they ran out the door. Megan ran outside, chased all the pigs in the pig pen, and shut the gate. Then she looked at the pigs and said, "You are still dumb, like lumps on a bump." And she ran off to school. Just as she was ready to open the front door, she heard a sound. She said, "That doesn't sound like my teacher. That doesn't sound like the principal. That sounds like pigs." Megan looked in the principal's window. There was a pig drinking the principal's coffee. A pig was eating the principal's newspaper. And a pig was peeing in the principal's shoe. The principal yelled, "Megan, get those pigs out of here." Megan opened the front door of the school a little bit, and the pigs didn't do anything. She opened it a little bit more, and the pigs didn't do anything. She opened the door all the way and said, "Hey, you dumb pigs!" And the pigs jumped up and ran right over Megan. Whop, 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 out the door. Megan went into the school. She sat down at a desk and said, "That's it. I finally got rid of the pigs." And she heard a noise. Oink, oink, oink. Megan opened up her desk, and there was a new baby pig. And the teacher said, "Megan, get that dumb pig out of there." Looks like me when I had hair. And I had red hair too. And I didn't have the big gut I have now. And I would have said something like that. If a kid brought a baby pig in here, I'd get that dumb pig out of here. Megan said, "Dumb? Whoever said pigs were dumb? Pigs are smart. I'm going to keep it for a pet." At the end of the day, the school bus finally came, and Megan walked to the door, and she heard something say, "Wee, wee, 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 wee." Oink, oink, oink. Megan said, "That doesn't sound like the school bus driver. That sounds like a pig." And she climbed up the stairs and looked in the bus, and there was a pig driving the bus, pigs eating the seats, and pigs lying in the aisle. Of course, there was no shoes there, so you know what they weren't doing. The pig shut the door and drove the bus down the road. It drove the bus all the way to Megan's farm, through the barnyard, and right. Yeah. So, I wonder what they'd sing. Pigs on the bus go, wee, wee, wee. I don't know. Megan got out of the bus, walked across the barnyard, and marched in the kitchen. She said, "Pigs are all back in the pig pen. They came back by themselves. Pigs are smarter than you think." And Megan never let any animals out again. Ever. Okay, see you tomorrow, because I think I'm going in and out here. I should have went 3G on this one. Oh well, if this is all sporadic, big deal. Thanks for listening. Take care.